Welcome back to Indy Style. So glad you're here. Well, nearly half of American workers purchased at least one new health benefit in response to COVID-19, the pandemic. Joining us today is Winnie Sun, one of the top health experts in the country. She's a financial advisor, and she's going to tell us why choosing a healthcare plan is so important to our financial health, something we need to focus on. Winnie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks so much, Mackenzie, for having me.
Okay, let's dive right in. A lot of us get really confused when that time comes up once again in the year, what we should be selecting. So kind of guide us through it. Where do we really begin? What's important to think about?
Well, Mackenzie, on my show, we talk about healthcare a lot, such a hot topic. And we know that healthcare costs are becoming a greater portion of a household's budget. For many of us, this is open enrollment season, and we're going to have to make decisions on things like insurance premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket expenses. And unfortunately, these costs are more expensive than many of us realize. So with the pandemic, we're looking carefully at these costs, seeing where we need to save or spend more. So a recent 2021 AFLAC Workforces report showed that almost half of employees surveyed said that $1,000 would be the max that they could pay for out-of-pocket expenses, medical expenses. And a similar number said that it couldn't exceed a month without a paycheck. So we have so much to think about.
We certainly do. And at a time like this, a lot of people experiencing a lot of mental health issues, a lot of stress. Are employers addressing those needs now, would you say, more than ever?
They are. You talked about something that's such a good point. There is definitely financial stress, when it comes to deciding how to take care of ourselves. In fact, the AFLAC survey reveals several interesting themes. One that I found compelling is that Americans are getting proactive in planning ahead. This helps to reduce that stress. This is a good thing. So nearly half of those surveys said that they purchased at least one new health benefit in response to COVID-19. They added life insurance, and about a third purchased critical illness, a hospital indemnity plan, telehealth services, or mental health resources. In fact, 90% survey believe the need for these supplemental benefits, like the ones that AFLAC offers, that are designed to pay employees cash to cover what health insurance doesn't.
Incredible. Winnie, I want to ask you, I know from a very young age, you were so responsible selling avocados at age 7. Can you take us through your journey and why being financially stable and making great decisions is so important to you, and sending this to others so they can join you?
Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, absolutely. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of financial wealth, but we did know that the importance of planning ahead and really just finding ways to cover those important costs. At the time, I just wanted to make a little bit more money. I'm looking at my kids now, thinking the same for them. But now, we're also planning not just like vacations and fun stuff, but also making sure that we have the right benefits. So, companies' open enrollment time is really one of the most important times of the year, especially for myself, like as a parent, or even if you're just planning for yourself, because you just never know when you're going to need the coverage when you or your family gets sick, and you want to make sure plan ahead. That makes things a lot easier.
Oh, thank you so much for your message and for all that you do. Where can everybody find more information, Winnie?
Well, thank you so much, Mackenzie. Thank you for everything that you do. But definitely, you want to do is plan ahead, do your research, learn as much as you can about your insurance options. Those health insurance options can be confusing, but you got to do it. Visit aflac.com to learn more, and join our Twitter chat next Wednesday. We're going to have a discussion on this topic, and you can follow me on Twitter at Winnie Sun.
Fantastic. Done and done. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate you.